Welcome to Digital Hospitality. I am your host, Sean Walchep. This is a Cali BBQ media production. If you're new to the show, welcome. We have a deep thesis. It is called Digital Hospitality. We believe every business needs to be digital first, and we believe every business is in the hospitality business. We are so excited about today's episode because I'm going to do something that I've never done before, which is I'm going to unbox something live during the show. And we have a major announcement. So back in April 15th of 2022, on this magical platform called LinkedIn, I got a message from today's guest. Today's guest is Matt Wampler. He is the CEO, co-founder of ClearCOGS. ClearCOGS is an incredible company that we use at Cali Barbecue. And I have Matt here to tell us all the incredible things that he's building, what he sent me in that DM, what is in this box that I'm going to unbox, and more importantly, this big announcement that ClearCOGS has to make. Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Sean. And I got to say, after hanging out for a couple of years now, we got to work on the name. It's Wampler.
Wampler. I can't say Wampler. I don't know why. It's Wampler.
You've been on a streak.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not Wampler?
You know what? For you, maybe I should change my name.
Where is the Wampler? It is. There's no W. Oh, it's W-A.
The Wamplers have traditionally been incredibly bad at spelling. And so, my guess.
Can we at least change the spelling to W-O-M?
I think we're stuck with what we've got for now.
Wamplers. Well, is it ClearCOGS?
No, you're still on the ClearCOGS, but it is so true. I mean, LinkedIn, there's this guy named Sean talking about digital hospitality, piqued my interest. No idea what I'm doing. And, to your credit, you gave me the time of day, and I have learned so much watching your evolution, just the digital hospitality movement building in public. So on behalf of all of us out there that you've helped, thank you.
Well, Matt, as you know, I'm weirdly available. I take a lot of random meetings from DMs on Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok, but I do it with a purpose. And I do it with a purpose to find people like you that are building the really cool stuff. When we started this show, I had a deep belief that I wasn't the only crazy restaurateur that believed in technology, that believed in building in public, that believed in community, that believed in content, that believed in storytelling. And we wanted to create a show that allowed me to connect with the best people. And when I met you and we had that first call, your story from being a restaurateur, a young restaurateur, you're what, 21 years old when you took over a struggling sandwich shop. I mean, we're a certain breed that likes a challenging problem. And not only do we like a challenging problem, but you as a restaurateur then get into tech. And what you're building in tech is helping to solve the problems that you had as a restaurateur. Tell the audience about ClearCOGS. What are you guys building? What's the mission? And why are you as crazy as you are to go down this path?
Yeah, well, look, I'm still trying to figure out why I'm as crazy as I am. My wife's been asking me that for years. But yeah, look, I mean, ClearCOGS was born out of my pain. I started out as a young kid running restaurants with no idea what I was doing. And I can tell you that my success was purely because Jimmy John's gave me this great playbook where all my job was to execute day in and day out. And, as I continued going along and opening up more restaurants, you start to realize there's certain things that aren't in the playbook. Things like it's 2 hours prior to close. Can I shut the ovens off, or do I have enough bread? Do I need to bake more? We'd be sticking our heads out the door, looking around. It's a nice night. There's a line at the bar. Let's bake more bread. We thought there had to be a better way. And so, as I got into programming and data science, it was a light bulb. It was like, man, we were running off Excel spreadsheets and guessing. This modern day technology is powerful. How can we leverage it so that, operators can spend less time trying to manage the metrics and spreadsheets and more time doing what they want to do, which is serve their guests, empower their team. And so, we at ClearCOGS are here to translate often that overlooked data into actionable answers to your daily questions. How do we provide that playbook, that daily cheat sheet with the numbers that you need so that if you follow it, you've got a profitable, smoothly running business.
Food waste. Why are we wasting so much food?
You know what?
Why don't we even know how much food we're wasting?
Well, first off, it's impossible to track. It's no one wants to keep one of those waste logs every day. You know, it's tough.
A waste
Back,
log. Waste logs are tough. Yeah. The restaurant business is everything that anyone that's listening to the show, if you're not in the restaurant business, there's a reason why. You go into a full restaurant and you think that this person's making money hand over fist, but you have no idea the costs that it takes to operate and execute.
So, true story. It took me 6 months to convince my co-founder, Osa, that this was a problem. He just couldn't believe it. He lives in a world where they're putting chips in people's brains. He's like, there's no way that, we're throwing out tens of billions of dollars of food every year in restaurants. And we sat there, getting to the core of it. Like, we talked to, I don't know, 50 restaurant groups. And at the end of the day, every single one of them just said, well, how can we know who's going to walk in each day? And, how do we know what it is that they're going to order? That root cause of just, being reactive, not knowing who's going to come in the door, it causes great inefficiency. And moreover, it causes a ton of stress. You're in that reactive state. I'm going to get something wrong, something. There had to be a better way. Every industry has moved to this proactive, machine learning based, how can we make data driven decisions ahead of time so that we're not constantly stressed out?
What has been the biggest challenge once you convinced Osa? What was the next domino to fall?
So the biggest challenge for us has always been that every restaurant is totally different. You've all got unique, different needs, different problem sets. It's all addressed by having a crystal ball of who's going to come in the door on a given day. But extracting that information from an operator, especially if you're talking to, let's say, head of innovation or the CTO, it's like, no, we really want to talk to the general manager that just had a really bad day and let
Yeah.
him vent. That's where we get the information. So, navigating some of these larger organizations and, a lot of people just don't even know where their waste comes from. They just know they've got a big gap between their theoreticals and actuals.
Was it easy to convince investors to buy into the vision?
Yeah, they're still over there with Osa. They're like, yeah, no, there's no way that this is how restaurants run. And oh, by the way, we typed in forecasting, and it says that every system gives us, it does forecasting, and they do an awesome job. Like, that's just not how it really works in restaurants.
When was the company launched? When was the official date of incorporation?
January 13th, 2022. So you were like 12 weeks after we'd launched and
Really?
figured things out that I was reaching out to you.
12 weeks. Wow. All on LinkedIn, huh?
All on LinkedIn. And, like many operators, I wasn't on LinkedIn prior. I lived within my four walls. Jimmy John's did our advertising, so I had no use for social media. This has all been a, interesting journey into the world of social media.
Well, let's talk about social media because you and I, we exchanged messages that first, on April 15th. I think I checked out what you were building, and then you asked me about the notorious Restaurant Expo. So there was an event that I participated in, willingly participated in, recruited other speakers to participate in that I thought was going to have thousands of restaurateurs participate and come out here in Southern California. And it was not. It was anything but. It was probably the biggest flop of a restaurant show that I've ever been a part of, that I've ever witnessed. It was the reverse of a fire festival. But you asked me if it was worth it, and I'm thankful that I told you I was honest. I said, I don't know anything about it. I know that there's going to be good speakers there, but one of the things you said is I was an owner operator for 10 years. I maybe spoke to two salespeople. And you said that in regards to restaurant tech companies, restaurant equipment companies, just trade shows in general. And I participate in a lot of trade shows. I know you are out now going to Muir Tech and doing the things that you have to do, but social media has given us the opportunity to interact and connect with a lot of forward thinking restaurant owners, restaurant groups, restaurant leaders that can get you in front of the right people that can test your product, believe in your product. When you first started diving into LinkedIn and started connecting with people, what was your aha moment?
Boy, that's a great question. So my first aha moment was this. We just put it out there in the world, what we were doing, because we knew at the end of the day, it's really hard to sell into restaurants. Again, going back to it, I wasn't taking sales calls from people, and the two that I actually did take a call from, I said no.
Yeah.
So you tend to either hear about something or you need something and you go to Google and you type it in. And so like the SEO takes care of I'm looking for something, I find it, but hearing about it, that's really where social media comes into play.
Yeah.
And we put out, I think, just a message. This is what we're doing, and instantly got linked up with a 60 unit brand. The CEO booked a call on our website, and it was that aha moment. Like, you mean to tell me that, instead of these horrible like sales calls, like I can just say, this is what we're doing. And, if it's for you, we'd love to talk, not transactional. We're here to help and get that message out. I mean, and that was my light bulb moment. How about for you? Because you guys went from what, running barbecue restaurants to a media company? What was the lightning bolt?
The lightning bolt, well, there were many, but probably one of the biggest was actually from one of my friends who runs, his name's Adam Harris. He runs Cloudbeds, and Cloudbeds is a major hospitality provider for the independent hotel space. He's got, I don't know how many, it's probably over 1,000 employees now, but he, way back in the day, back when we first opened up Cali Barbecue in 2008, 2009, I had a friend of a friend running our website, and we were doing fight nights. So I was paying a lot of money for a licensing to get the rights to show the boxing fight, whether it was $3,000 to show a fight, I had to charge a cover charge, but we were one of the only maybe 5 venues in all of San Diego County that were showing the boxing fight. And I would have to email my friend's dad and say, hey, can you update the website so that we have SEO so that when someone's Googling, hey, I want to watch the boxing fight in San Diego, that Cali Comfort comes up in the search results. And I would email him, and it would take 3 days. And then he would email me back, and then we'd have a change, or I needed to make something happen, and I'd email him again. And it was like, there has to be a better way. And Adam Harris, who had a website company at the time, is like, I'll just host it, but I'm going to teach you WordPress. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to teach me WordPress? It's like, yeah, I'm going to teach you how to publish it on the internet so that you can just update it however you want.
What
If
year
you
is
have
this?
probably 2009, 2010,
All
somewhere
right.
around there. Yeah. Somewhere around there where we started publishing. I basically learned WordPress, and he was like, listen, WordPress is not difficult. You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need an IT background. Like it's, if it's not, if it's not easy, the tech won't last. Like if it's not user friendly, the tech won't last. And that was the aha moment of like, I can literally touch any app. And if it sucks, like it's just not going to last. But if it works, like learn how to use it, and it could be a powerful tool. And I've treated that aha moment with every app, whether it was LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or Yelp or you name the app. There's incredible power in the internet if you take that power into your hands. But most of the time, you know, we all talk about the pandemic, people pivoting. Oh, I started to believe in the internet in 2020. Like, what do you mean you started believing the internet in 2020? Doesn't that too long? We still have operators now. You're laughing, but like, there's still people that don't have online ordering for their restaurant, and we're in 2024.
That's just insane. And it's so true.
It's crazy. But like, I'm on calls now because of the content that we put on, whether it's the podcast, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn. Like I have calls with people running tech companies in Europe. Literally, I was on a call with a guy from France and Portugal yesterday, and they have a whole hospitality network. They have a community of, hundreds of CEOs and founders. And he's like, we need people like you in Europe. Like people like me, what are you talking about? He's like, nobody here is willing to build in public. Like, why not? Like, we all face the same problems. Like, I guarantee you, Matt, the problems that you and Osa face, They're the same as the guy in the Netherlands. It's the same in the guy is in Spain trying to get in front of restaurant owners. It's no different just because it's a different point of sale system, right?
Well, and I was going to go to the point of sale system. No surprise based on your hat. You're over there with
Oh,
toast. But
what's
I
your
mean,
favorite? What's your favorite toast? I'll tell you after. I'll let you know what my favorite toast is after you tell me yours.
favorite topping on my toast,
No,
favorite
what's your
type of,
favorite toast? What's your favorite
oh, I
type
like a
of toast?
cinnamon raisin.
Your favorite type of toast?
Cinnamon raisin.
Cinnamon raisin. Okay. Do you
Yeah,
want to know what my favorite type of
I would
toast
love
is?
to.
It's tech toast.
Oh, well played.
You like that? The results are in. National Restaurant Association show. Kyle and Sarah and myself, we were at the Davos sales tax booth and we were polling restaurant owners on the floor. This was a very unscientific poll, but the results are resounding. Restaurant owners do not like sales tax. Nobody likes sales tax. Doesn't matter what business owner you are, small business, big business. Davo automates the sales tax process. We are so grateful that Davo is the sponsor of this show. They automate sales tax at our Cali barbecue restaurants. It is $50 a month. It integrates with all the major point of sale partners, including Toast. So if you want to sleep at night, if you want to not worry about sales tax, go to Davo, check them out, Davo Sales Tax. Let us know how they're helping automate your sales tax in your restaurant so that we can share your Davo story on digital hospitality.
Hey everyone, Avi Gorin, CEO and co-founder of Marquee, and I want to talk about the customer journey for a second. You never know as a restaurant owner where your guests are truly coming from. End of the day, we do see some patterns around two types of search behaviors: direct versus discovery. Direct search, for an example, would be jumping into Google and saying Cali barbecue hours, right? I know where I want to go to eat, but I'm missing a key detail. I need a little bit more information. Discovery, which is the bulk of searches, is barbecue in San Diego, restaurants near me, takeout near me, right? One of the best ways to be found for more discovery searches is leveraging keywords. Reviews are basically free content for you to leverage. Think about keywords that are relevant to your brand, your location, and include as many of those in your review responses as possible, right? How can you go about doing this? Let's set up reports, utilize tools like Google Trends, find out what's going on in your area and how you can help leverage these keywords and review responses, because someone else is doing that, right? If you need some examples, you could do anything from including summer menu, gluten-free menu, leverage specific menu items like the dreaded and beloved spice pumpkin anything in your review responses, right? Let them know what's coming. Let your reviewers know something they should come back and try. And of course, if all of this just seems overwhelming and daunting because you're already running a restaurant and have enough on your plate, just leverage the team at Marquee to do this for you. We handle all of this. We're experts in this space. We can automate this so it's just another item that you know you are taking care of. Again, that's marquee.com, marquii.com. No you. However, we did recently buy marquii.com. So if you do misspell it, we got you. You'll still find us. We can still help you.
I'll tell you a story. So I went to breakfast in my neighborhood at a Broken Yoke, and I'm sitting there at breakfast with my toast hat on, and I have my wife, my son, my daughter, and this guy keeps looking over at me. I thought he knew me, maybe from Cali barbecue or from something. And he's like, "Dude, you must really like toast to have a toast hat." And I told him, I'm like, dude, you have no idea how much I love toast.
Are you getting stopped on the street? People recognizing you?
Well, we're on the news a lot. We're on social media. We're loud. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but we definitely we have a small community, and my kids just started going to school, so we're starting to do a lot of things here with local restaurants. Um, People know Cali barbecue, that's for sure. We've been doing a lot of things for 16 years, so.
Well, getting back to the toast thing, one of the things that has changed substantially, like, when I started out, like we had a modern day POS, but it was an old school, like we had a server and all the tech that we, were delivered when it was originally put in 2010 was the same stuff we were using in 2018. I
Yep.
really feel like, you guys over at Toast have made a huge, dent. Somebody asked me once, how much further away are the enterprise customers technology wise from the SMBs? I'm like, honestly, it's starting to shift because, as an enterprise customer, I've got my old POS that is probably
Yep.
some private label that hasn't adopted anything new. And Toast is kind of closing that gap all of a sudden.
Big time. Well, are we going to talk about some exciting news?
Well, we don't have to get into it yet, but
Well, let's talk about this because we believe in building in public. We believe in creating content and doing my due diligence for the show. I had to go on your website, go on your socials, see what you were doing, which was a great, refresher for me to make sure I'm following you on Twitter, now known as X, making sure, you guys are still posting consistently on LinkedIn, which you guys are doing great work there. Instagram, you're posting content. But one of the things that I was almost the most impressed with and almost upset with is what does the number 57,000 views mean to you?
how many people got on our website in January of 2023?
The technology behind Chat GPT, written
Yeah.
by Matt Wampler. That
So
article has been viewed 57,000 times. There are other Chat GPT articles that have over 10,000 views. Yet for some reason the content stops. Like you got too busy. Why are we not writing about Chat GPT anymore?
Funny enough, yeah,
Funny enough.
you want to talk about building in public. So this is actually one of my
I
favorite
do want to
stories.
talk about it.
So
Yeah.
OSA believes in validating everything before we build anything, which I give him a lot of credit for. And so, November of last year, there was this Chat GPT thing. So I wrote a little article about it. It got some traction. So
It
I
got
thought,
lots of traction.
no. That was the first. The third one got lots of traction. So I wrote
Okay.
one more, got even more. Finally, I wrote a third one, and we were ranked on the top page of Google for ChatGPT in January of that year, and it went bananas. And so we're like, okay, there's something here. The
Yes.
public is looking for this. And so we went out and started building an alpha test of what a ChatGPT for restaurants would look like. And we put that out there. And we got phenomenal, feedback. We got people signing up left and right. And so we kind of finally got down to the final nitty gritty of this. And we had a beta test going. And ultimately, restaurant people were incredibly practical. They're like, so let me get this straight. It's all really cool, but you've got the 20 answers I need each day. And you can either send me my morning cheat sheet, or I can get on your bot and ask it questions and it can tell me the stuff. Yeah, just send me over the cheat sheet every day with the numbers. And so,
Yeah.
we're still working on, we still believe that's the vision. How is it that we can provide a, restaurant co-pilot, fractional CFO, COO that's running all of your cold, hard analytics behind the scenes? But, in today's practicality, like restaurants need simple. Restaurants need, let me put it this way. We believe the best implementation of AI technology is one that neither your customers are aware of or
Correct.
even your staff,
You
right?
the tech's so good you don't even know you're using it.
Exactly. Should be
Yeah.
frictionless,
Yeah. Invisible.
invisible. Exactly.
Digital hospitality.
Digital hospitality.
What is an API integration?
API integration is a fancy way of saying computers talking to each other. So
Thank
instead
you.
of you having to log on, download reports, any of that, the systems basically just feed data into another system every day.
So right now, currently for ChatGPT, I need to give ChatGPT input
You have to
for it
give
to
J.
analyze.
That is correct.
So that is a problem for me. So I have Kyle and Sarah, who is Mr. Restaurants on TikTok. We do a lot of content with him, but he's telling me all of the things that I need to do with ChatGPT. And I'm like, well, that is requiring me to get on a desktop computer and download a file and then give it to ChatGPT. That is a problem for someone like me who spends this is the only time when I'm recording for the show that I'm on a laptop. I will go on a desktop, but I think that's for someone like me, the biggest frustrations that I have and the things that I give Toast kudos for is that they finally recognized how important it was for them to have an app. They created and launched the Toast Now app so that anyone that has a Toast account does not need to go to a website to get the most important information. It's all there built on an app.
So that's the biggest difference between Toast and a lot of these other POS providers. And not all of them, I don't want
Yeah,
to throw them all out with the bathwater, but like progress. So it's an
correct.
app today. It's, additional features 6 months from now. They have truly taken their customers into a better product every 6 months.
Correct. For you, when I say integration, what was a goal for your brand for ClearCOGS?
Look, we want to work with the best in class software providers. It's just that simple.
How easy is it to get a Toast integration?
It is a nightmare to get a Toast integration. No,
We have a lot of friends that work for Toast that are
no,
toasters that are in the Toast ecosystem
I
that
don't, I
just might
don't,
hear this.
I don't say it as a bad thing. So Toast is careful. They went through
Yeah,
everything. They choose the
they have a
best.
lot of people that want to do business with Toast.
I mean, it's the Apple of, POSs. And so, getting in with Toast is a picky process. Now, once they have validated that you are going to offer a service that's real value to their customers, they could not be any better. The process of, going through integration, the process of dealing with their people, just even like social media, they have been all world. But, don't think that if you've got any old app and you want to put it on Toast's market, that it's going to be an easy thing.
So what's the announcement?
All right. So the announcement's this: ClearCOGS is going to be live on Toast. And we're coming right now. As the announcement goes on this podcast, you can officially go on the Toast Marketplace, click plus ClearCOGS, and you are signed up.
And what are you signed up for? What do I win?
So this is even better. All
I get
right.
a free cake. Matt is going to bake you a cake.
Yeah,
Was that not
I
part of
baked
it?
I baked my one cake. I'm out on baking more cakes. But no, here's
Troy,
the
Troy
best
will
thing.
bake you a cake. Troy Hooper will bake you a cake.
Yes, Troy Hooper is going to bake you a cake.
He
He's
will
also
bake you a
weirdly
cake.
available.
Yes, he is weirdly available to bake this cake for every new ClearCOGS person that signs up for the integration.
We should get an official cake sponsor somewhere.
He should. We should tie in a cake sponsor.
No, but here's the really big news. So we're doing this for free. So anybody that wants to have ClearCOGS, anybody that wants to see what AI is today and where it's going, we are going to offer a freemium version of this product. So there's no setup, there's no manual things you need to do. You just click enable, and you're going to start receiving some incredibly helpful reports, daily, weekly, to help you run a smoother, more profitable operation. And one of the core, beliefs we have is, and I think you've heard people say this: how do we democratize AI? How do we make this available to everybody? And this is our way of doing it. We want to
Yeah,
get as many successful restaurants on Toast using this, understanding it, and we'll lead them to the future where eventually you're getting all your decision management done with a company like ClearCOGS. But that's not for everybody today.
that's amazing. It's really cool the way that you've approached the partnership, the relationship, the launch. I'm grateful that you brought us in, the digital hospitality community into the launch. This is a big deal for a company. That validation, as you said, the Apple for restaurants, which we believe, obviously, anyone that follows the show or knows I'm on the Toast Customer Advisory Board. I'm the Toast unboxing guy. I'm actually going to unbox some ClearCOGS. I don't know what's in this box, but you guys have stayed around long enough, so you're going to find out what's in the box. Any teases for what's in this box?
Well, first off, I don't know what you're going to show on the unwrapping of this, but this was wrapped by me personally, and so no
I'm
judge.
honored. I am
Yeah,
honored that it was wrapped
you're
by
you're
you.
not getting a fancy swag box that has been, pre-designed.
Let's go ahead and start going. You can tell me a story while I unbox this for the camera.
All
So
right.
tell us a
So
story. Story
I was
time with
walking
Matt.
my dog and I had just finished Unreasonable Hospitality. And I couldn't help but think that, connect the dots to digital hospitality. Like, we live in a weird world today. Oh, FedEx did a lovely job. You're going to need a knife.
I'm
Um,
gonna need a knife.
We
You
live
don't
in
know
this
how.
world today where, everyone's building in public. They're talking about what's going on. There's no excuse not to find a way to connect and, go above and beyond to, show people that matter to you how much they care, how much I care. One of those.
And tell us more about the book.
Digital or Unreasonable Hospitality?
Sure.
Well, I'm going to punt on that. And instead, I'm going to fill in some other things. So,
Okay.
oh, there we go. Yeah. So saran wrapped, because, we wrapped a
This is
lot of
really good
meats.
saran wrap. You did a good job on this.
I've spent many years wrapping packs of meat.
Packs of meat?
Oh, yeah. You slice all the meats on the deli slicer. We'd wrap
Okay,
it
that
up.
makes sense. Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on the Mylar dispenser. Sean, unlike a lot of the unboxings you do, this is not a professionally done anything outside of the knife. Oh,
What do you mean? It's done with love. That's all that
it's
matters.
done with love.
The first time
Uh,
I left the show. So I got a card. What's in the card? Anthrax?
no, you're too important to give anthrax.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
We've never met in person?
We have never met in
I
person.
don't believe that.
Never met in person.
How's that possible?
You're telling me.
When are we meeting? What shows are you going to be at?
You're going to be at
Tech, I'm
Mertec
not going to be there. No.
NRA show.
NRA show for sure. Are you
Uh,
guys exhibiting there?
we'll be walking the floor.
Good, smart. Good. I'm happy to hear that. We'll be walking the floor together. Look
No,
at
but
this
look,
knife. This is a nice knife.
but you got to take it off. That's the only thing that was professionally done.
This is very nice. Wow. No way. Look at that.
You get yourself a ClearCOGS branded knife.
That is amazing. This became my new favorite knife. And I have a Sam the Cooking. Don't tell Sam.
But
This
more
is my new
importantly,
favorite knife.
if you're going to have a great knife, you need to have a great thing to cut on.
Wow.
Although this
This
is more
is
of a cheese board than anything else.
this is a beautiful board.
Handmade
Hand-
by me.
Come
That was
on.
made with love for you.
You did not make this.
I made that.
How?
Well, the long and short story is I went and bought a tree from a guy living in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, like missing teeth in a log cabin. And now I've got a whole bunch of black cherry in my basement.
This is beautiful. Are you serious? You made this?
Yeah.
And you make cake?
And I make cake.
And you made the knife?
I just wanted to take branding to the next level and actually
You
get a
did.
brand
You did.
that I can brand into things.
This is amazing. Seriously.
Hey, for the guy that was willing to get on a call with a company that started
Weirdly
3 months
available,
ago,
Matt. Weirdly available.
it's the least we can do to show our
So
appreciation.
anybody that's listening to this show, what is the lesson, the major lesson that you've learned up to this point building what you've built?
Relationships matter. Do good things for others and it gets paid forward. Do bad things and it comes back to bite you.
Have you done any bad things?
Oh, I've done all kinds of bad things. I think, one of the things that we screwed up early on is overpromising. We were a 4-month-old company, like, oh, yeah, we'll change the world. Turns out it's really hard to change the world. And, it's one of the things on the Toast marketplace. We know that the ClearCOGS that we're providing you today, it's going to be great, but it's going to be better 3 months from now and 3 months after that. Our goal is to take restaurants on a journey, see AI evolve and see the practical implementations of it over time.
That's awesome. Where is the best place for people to learn more about you, to follow you, to connect with you?
So you should go onto any social media platform and go to Sean at Cali Barbecue and ask him that question.
And ask me, yes. DM
no,
me
you-
and ask me.
Find us on LinkedIn. Find us on social media. We're at clearcogs.com. We're also weirdly available. Whether or
Yes.
not you think you're a fit for us, we would love to talk with you. We love talking with restaurants. And more importantly, if you're a Toast customer, you don't even have to talk to us. Just go to the Toast Marketplace, click on the button, and you've got ClearCOGS installed.
There you go. That's huge. And you hate food waste. So if you too hate food waste, ClearCOGS can help with that.
And my marketing person would be incredibly upset with me if I didn't mention the fact that we're also doing some generative AI images. So when you sign up,
Very cool generative AI. Tell us more.
yeah, so data sucks. No one likes looking at numbers. And so we wanted to get a little
Yeah.
fun with it. How do we help visualize numbers? When you say you sold, X portions of brisket, that's not very fun. But being able to see a pyramid of brisket next to the Great Pyramids kind of gives some scale and context to what you
You
do.
haven't made us that. You haven't made us that image yet.
You haven't
The
sold a
Great
pyramid
Pyramids.
worth.
No. I'll talk to Eric and find out what's going on.
We'll get some more data on that.
Once we start selling to the Navy Exchange, then maybe we'll have a pyramid's worth.
I have no doubt.
No,
But
a
yeah, no,
pyramid.
it's no, most restaurants don't have time to play around with generative AI images like they're running the restaurant. So one of the cool things we're doing is when you sign up, you instantly, or within 48 hours, you get generated a page with all these really cool images to help visualize what you sold in the last year or the last week. It's fun, it's kitschy, it's something you can share on social media that's free content. And, yeah, more than anything else, it's just fun to see what AI can do and what your data looks like in real life.
So every single week on Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, you can join us, the digital hospitality community, including Matt, who joins us on stage. You can join the likes of Jason Berkowitz, Charlie Eblin, Troy Hooper, and so many other incredible digital hospitality leaders. But if you listen to the show, you got to get involved. Come on LinkedIn, raise your hand, tell us your story, tell us what you're building. It's a chance to build in public, but more importantly, it's a chance to connect with leaders that are all over the globe, people like Scott, and there's just so many. Dean LeBay. I mean, I could name drop all day, but we want you. If you're a listener, if you watch this, we want you to connect with us virtually, and then eventually, like me and Matt, we're gonna meet in real life at some point. How tall are you?
5'9" on a good day.
5'9" on a good day.
Hey, let me say this. I have never been more nervous in my life than when I showed up to the first one that was on
Really?
the clubhouse back then. Just so nervous. And I can't think of a more warm, hospitable, like group,
Uh,
So echoing which come, get up on stage. It's a judgment-free zone.
yeah.
Just fantastic.
Well, Matt, you've been putting in the work. I'm fortunate that, because of this job, this crazy job that I created, being a media company, I get to talk to a lot of really impressive tech founders, but very few, very small percentage actually do the work of building in public. And that requires you to be uncomfortable, awkward at times, but you've been doing the work. And I think because of it, I think ClearCOGS is benefiting, to be honest with you. Your story is motivational. I'm grateful that we're friends, that you're building what you're building, and anything that our team can do to help you guys connect with more leaders all over the world. I mean, I know right now it's just United States, right? There's no international clients.
We're in 3 countries.
Oh, look at that. I misspoke. So no matter where you are on Earth, there's a chance that ClearCOGS might work for you.
100%. And all the marketing's great, building in public's great. At the end of the day, our job is to add percentage points to the bottom line. It's to make operators' lives easier. I doubt you got into Cali barbecue so that you could figure out the optimal amount of brisket to smoke each day.
No,
How do we get you out of that and get you focusing on what you love?
there you go. Well, we appreciate you guys. I'm weirdly available. You can always connect with me at Sean P. Walchef, ShawnPWalchef. Instagram's the quickest, but we are weirdly available on all platforms. That is Matt Wampler, not Wampler, Matt Wampler, despite the spelling. I will say the name correctly, and I will make that promise. But thank you for the gift. My wife and I and the Wolf Pack, we truly appreciate it. And congratulations on the big announcement.
Thanks for having me. And again, Sean, thanks for all you do.
Appreciate you. And that's it. We'll catch you guys next week.